Greetings everybody, John Tar here, and this is my channel, WikiGameGuides. And today for you, this is the first mission of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on realistic difficulty. God, am I happy that they have, so this is the first Call of Duty I've played in a long time where the single player is actually a challenge. World at War was pretty freaking hard in a couple specific sections. Call of Duty 4 was really freaking hard in many sections, and that kind of helped launch this channel many years ago. And now they have this very, very difficult, realistic difficulty mode. So from, unlike a lot of other Call of Duties, they let you customize your loadout for every mission on this one. So I made a separate video that you should check out where I talk about just a couple quick tips to help you through realistic difficulty. Link will be in the description. And you can pause it and look at my specific loadout for this. But so the sniper rifle I'm using is just the Locust bolt action sniper rifle with a thermal scope. So I would, before starting realistic, I would level up to at least getting this. But most importantly, and I intentionally pretend I intentionally died there at the very first second to show off that I'm using the emergency reserve upgrader. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, for the tactical rig upgrade, you get two different upgrades. Or two different bonuses, I guess, and the tactical, or the emergency reserve, rather, is freaking essential. Like, you will pull your freaking hair out trying to get through this game on realistic. You die so freaking fast. Like using a sniper rifle like this with a long scope where you can kill people from far away and it's super easy to see them. And especially on this first mission when you don't have all of your powers and you probably don't have all the upgrades yet. You don't have a ton of, you don't even have like the tactical view yet unlocked, which I think comes just in the second mission. And at the very end of this mission, you get to check out night vision just a little bit, which is exactly what this thermal vision is here. So again, don't try this right away without some upgrades on realistic. It's just too freaking hard. You're gonna die too freaking fast. This walkthrough is also gonna be very heavily edited. So no cutscenes, just me blabbering over the whole thing, going between all the different combat sequences. There's a challenge that you get right here for killing I think it's only 3 people before he does, and there's 4 people in that room, and you can kill 2 of them with 1 shot in that interrogation room right away, and then kill the 3rd guy pretty quickly. Also, using the swarm is an incredibly helpful ability, because not only will it distract enemies from shooting you, and get the upgraded swarm. So like all these abilities you can upgrade once to improve their effectiveness, or increase the radius that they explode, or increase the time that you stay stealth, or something like that. But with this bug swarm thing, it is so insanely helpful because it distracts everybody from actually shooting you, and it will locate enemies for you. So like this room right here is an excellent place to kind of show it off, like where the bug swarm, you can kind of watch where they go, and they will track the bad guys for quite a long time. And basically, you don't need to aim it, whereas a lot of the other abilities, you have to aim and lock on to an enemy. And the bug swarm only works against human enemies, whereas I'm drawing a blank on the name of the 3rd tab. God damn it. It does not. Let me see if I can pull it up here. The Chaos tab. Yes, the Chaos tab. So before you get to level 20, you can only choose one core upgrade tab, the Control, the Martial, or the Chaos. And I like using the Chaos because it has abilities that are good for taking out robots or AI, and for taking out living enemies. Also, so back to that reviving upgrade that I have from before, the emergency reserve. You saw that I just used it a second time. And in the description of it, it says it's a one-time use repair system. And the way it works, more specifically, it's a one-time use repair system after every checkpoint. So, but not just every checkpoint after you reload after a checkpoint. So, or after every reload, I guess might just be the best way for me to phrase that. So if you, like, you saw me use it in the very beginning of the mission, and then I just used it a second time there. No, that's because I edited out a death, and that basically reset the ability to use the emergency reserve system. The upgrade for it isn't really helpful. It's like probably one of the least helpful upgrades on all the upgrades in the game, because it just has like an electronic wave that pushes people back. It might be helpful later on in the game. Right now, I don't think it's that helpful, or at least in the first couple missions that I've recorded so far, it isn't that particularly helpful. But goddamn, it's so fucking like, oh man. There's so many single-player shooter games recently. Hey, Eileen, baby, can you check the quinoa? Sorry about that. Real life is getting in the way of my voiceover. So, it's so fucking nice to have a challenging single-player campaign in a game. Like, every Call of Duty as of late has been ridiculously easy. And even Halo 5 was ridiculously easy with having your AI teammates revive you all the time. I mean, it's so like it's ridiculous. Like Call of Duty 4, the first Modern Warfare, the game that really revolutionized this franchise and put this franchise on the map as the premier shooting franchise, and really, cemented it. It's been, God, how long has it been since Call of Duty 4 came out? I gotta find out. Call of Duty 4. 2007. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Call of Duty 4 came out in 2007. So freaking, like, game... I sound like a crotchety old fart when I say games have been getting too goddamn easy for these kids these days, but shit, they really have. Like, it's insane. I mean, like, Halo on Legendary is a fucking cakewalk, and it's so fucking nice to see that this game has an insanely difficult... Like, this is the first time they've ever had this realistic difficulty, which is... And I've been making walkthroughs for Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4, and it's so nice to like have a genuine challenge again. And I like the loadouts are a nice little twist. The story and like the story is ridiculous as ever, but the action is insane. The cutscenes are insane. This is like one of the most graphic Call of Duties. Like, it's so easy to, as someone who plays a lot of games, it's so easy to just say, oh, another year, another Call of Duty, or another Assassin's Creed or something like that. But like, well, actually, Assassin's Creed is kind of the problem that we're seeing these days. Okay, so what you're supposed to do in this situation is, there's these missiles on that building, on that plane up above, and you're supposed to shoot them. Now, frequently the ATOL, or the VTOL, sorry, right in front of you will... I don't know why he wasn't shooting at me there. I don't know if it was like those bugs that were distracting him. Oh, this is freaking BioShock, I just realized. Don't you have like bees that you can send out in BioShock to kill your enemies? This is Call of Duty BioShock Edition. Oh yeah, and the freaking zombies mode has that weird steampunky stuff too. Anyway, I've completely lost track of what I'm talking about. Hey, that's a walkthrough that I normally do, right? Yeah, just keep throwing, like, I don't even know if there are enemies out there. Just throw those, just keep sending the swarm of bugs out there. And, like, they will track down enemies. They set them on fire. Or when they're upgraded, at least, to the second tier of it, they set them on fire and actually do damage, not just distract. And it's, like, using every tool to your advantage is essential to getting through realistic difficulty. Don't, like, make it harder than it needs to be. Use those bugs constantly. Just, like, start to learn that timer in your head, and just keep an eye on that little dial on the bottom right for like how often you can use it. So this section here is a little weird. You can do nothing if you really want. Don't hang back by the entrance to this area. Sprint to the far wall over here, and then eventually, like at this point, you just have to kind of wait. There's gonna be a couple of VTOLs that come in, and eventually one of your teammates is just gonna destroy the bridge and kill them all. and then it will automatically kind of progress and like oh, Plan B is going and all that. Plan B. That'd be weird. Why aren't there? Goddamn, was it Modern Warfare 2 where there's like a Burger King or like a Burger Time you're fighting on top of? God, there's been so many freaking Call of Duty games. I've completely lost track. Wait, why did I think of Plan B? Why aren't there Planned Parenthoods in this game? It's in the future. You'd think there'd be Planned Parenthoods everywhere. Maybe that's why they're not. You can just buy them like Tic Tacs at a grocery store. Are you laughing over there? Ed, okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So make your way up these stairs here. This is the first time you get to use the night vision mode, which is exactly what the thermal vision has been the entire time. On the next mission, when you hit right on the D-pad, you'll get this kind of this tactical vision mode. I'm drawing a blank on the actual name of it. That like makes it even easier to find enemies, and you really need to exploit the hell out of that because you die so freaking fast that if you don't get the first shot on an enemy, then you are just toast. You're just absolutely toast. Like without using the thermal vision, you just die so fast. I love using the bolt action sniper rifles because it's just one shot done. So you leave yourself exposed to enemy fire for as little time as possible. So on this next area, I believe... Oh, nope, towards the very end. One thing I want to point out, or talk about before I forget. At the very... so in a minute, I edit out kind of a large driving section of this mission that you are actually completely invincible during. And if... like, let's say you're playing through on easy, something like that, and you want to level up really quick, change the difficulty to realistic, because you can't die during it, and all of the experience that you get is boosted by 50%. So you can actually get a ton of extra experience, and you wouldn't want to grind through it because like revert. Well, actually, I don't think you can revert to checkpoint. Oh my god, look at all those robots. So, yeah, like, so during any, like, invincibility section, and I'll point them out, turn it, like, even if you're not playing on realistic, crank up the difficulty and just take the extra experience. There's a couple sections as well that I found that have infinite, like, where one area later on in a couple missions that has infinitely respawning enemies that you, like, if you want to just level up a gun, it's a perfect way to do it because... they're like this one section, I'll have a video for it later on, that the enemies are just running away constantly the entire time, and you can just exploit the hell out of it and just kill people for days and like not go through a couple missions on realistic difficulty with what could be a very good gun but without all the extra optics and stuff like that. So anyway, I cut out that whole driving section because you can't die, so just kill everything. And during this very last section here, all you have to do is defend this little pod here at the very end, and the easiest way I found to do that is just not die. Like basically, you just need to survive for a little bit amount of time. So lay down on the rocks over here, or lay down behind these rocks over here. Equip the thermal thing because this is gonna. Oh, actually, I didn't mention that before. So you need to switch to the thermal when you're gonna be fighting robots. But in this section, actually, you're gonna be fighting a mix of robots and people. But the robots I found more annoying when facing this direction. So anyway, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you found it entertaining and helpful. If it did help you out, please give it a like and a comment. It helps me out a lot in return. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more Call of Duty Black Ops 3 videos. I'll be doing a full walkthrough on realistic difficulty and have a lot more tips and tricks videos. Thanks for watching, and game on.